have a video all on how I cream, contour, and highlight with the new CoverFX Cream Contour Kits. Really excited to share this knowledge with you guys. When these came out, I was excited that they had a different shade range. There's 6 shades, and it's really dependent on your undertone which one you will be. And I think that's such a new and great concept. Before I go into all those details, I do want to tell you something super exciting. Big news here on my channel, and I haven't shared this on my channel yet or on my blog or anything. I am a CoverFX ambassador for the year of 2015. It's so exciting, not just for me, but for also my channel and for you guys, because I'm going to be sharing and reviewing products that are brand new for CoverFX. They're going to roll out some really exciting new things this year, and I get to share all my knowledge with you. I do that anyways, of course. But being an ambassador is just such a special honor, and I feel so blessed. And that's really because of all of your support, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And hi to all the new people. I know I have some new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing and being here on my channel. I do want to just have a little disclaimer. Some of you might be concerned, like, oh great, she's an ambassador, she's not going to be honest now. Never fear about that. Any brand that I work with, I always tell them, hey, if I don't like something, I'm gonna let you know and I'm gonna share that. Because honesty is so important to me on this channel. Never second guess that. I always tell you when I'm sent a product. I never will accept money for a positive review. If I do get a sponsorship of any kind, if someone wants to pay me to do a review of any kind, I will always disclose that to you, so never be concerned about that. So now that I've got the disclaimer out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into all the fun and the cream contouring. So I went ahead and primed my skin with some foundation and primer and a little bit of CoverFX concealer. The foundation I use is the BB Gel, and I'm in the shade N Light, which stands for Neutral Light. And I also use the N Light Concealer as well as the mattifying primer. So we're going to go ahead and start off using the Cream Contour Kit, new kits from CoverFX. They do come in 6 global shades, and it just depends on your undertone which one will match you perfectly. There's a shade for everyone, which is awesome. And we're also going to use the new contouring brush. There is a more precision, smaller tip on one end, and then there's a really nice blending brush on the other end. And it's so different. It has more of like a flat, angled appearance to it, so you can kind of chisel with it, you can blend with it. It's just a really fun brush. I really like it, and the bristles are nice and soft. We are going to use a few other tools and tricks as I continue with my contour, but we're going to go ahead and start off with this awesome kit. So I am in the shade Neutral Light for the contour kit. Now, as I said before, this is a much more natural cream highlight. I'm not doing a Kim K, super strong, super chiseled look. This is more of a natural, everyday cream contour that will look flawless. So that's what this tutorial is all about today. Looking at the palette here, we have 2 highlight shades. One is a matte and one has more of an illumination. And then we have 2 different shades of the contour bronzing shades. And as you can see, these are pretty light. I will do a close-up for you as well because I am pretty fair. So if you are darker, no worries, there is a shade for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the more precision tip on this brush and kind of outline everywhere I want to highlight. So I'm going to go ahead and take shade number 1, which is the more matte highlight shade. And I'm just going to take my brush and take a few strokes into the cream product. This is a super creamy formula. It is the same consistency as their cream foundation, so it's very blendable, which I love. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little here on my forehead, also on my chin, down my nose, which I don't do too much down my nose just because I don't really want to accent my nose that much. And I'm kind of doing more of like a triangle shape there. And then I'm going to do 2 triangles underneath my eye. And I do take it almost all the way up my cheekbone here. I just think it looks pretty that way. You don't have to take it that far up if you don't want to. Looking crazy. Okay, now I'm going to take the other side of this precision brush and go in with the number 3 bronzer, which is the lighter contouring shade in this palette. And I'm gonna start off with this. I kind of mix them, to be honest, so I'm gonna start off with number 3 first and chisel out right under my cheekbone area. If you don't know where that is for you, kind of press against and you will feel the hollow of your cheek, and that's where you want to draw your contour line. You can also do a fish face and just draw right underneath where it kind of makes a little indent. Some is more obvious for people that have stronger pronounced cheekbones. If you have a fuller face like I feel I have, then you may need to kind of feel around initially and see where you want to leave that contour. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I am mixing the 2 shades together. For my contour, I make sure never to go any further than the iris of my eye. If you go too far into your mouth, that's when it starts getting too muddy, not very natural. You just want shape and contour to your face. You're not looking for it to be super obvious that you got a ton of makeup going on. So now I'm going to take this also along my jaw. And when I blend, I will blend in an upward motion and get a little bit more behind the ear here as well, because you don't want it to stop and not hit behind your jaw. You really want to chisel that area out. So just keep that in mind. Now some people like to carve out their nose and contour and put the bronzing right next to the highlight. I'm not going to do that. I don't like that look on me, but this little brush, this precision brush, is perfect to contour your nose. So now I'm just going to take a little more and put some on the perimeter of my forehead. And that's it for now. I may add a little more after I blend. We'll see how strong my contour is after. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend my highlight first using this more fuller brush on this end. And you could also definitely take a beauty blender to blend this out. I find that this cream contour kit is really very, very blendable. Do you see that? It's just like effortless. I'm just using little sweeping motions. And with the highlight, I'm always pulling upwards like this. Oh, this is such a pretty glow. See how natural that is once blended? It's just really effortless to get a really beautiful highlight and contour with this, which is why I love it so much. Oh, I forgot. I want to do a little highlight in my Cupid's bow as well. And that's why I kind of did highlight on one side, bronzer on the other side of this precision brush. That way I don't have to worry about me bronzing if I want to add a little more highlights. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend out the contour, always going again in an upwards motion. And with this jaw contour, making sure to hit right behind the jaw as well. Zoom in so you guys can see how blended and beautiful it is. I am going to end up using powders to set everything and a little bit more of the powder bronzer from CoverFX to intensify my jawline, because even though this is so beautiful and natural and I wanted to show you how it looked, I do like to add powder on top to give even more definition. So let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see it before I set it. So as you can see, I have a lot of beautiful highlight going on under my eyes, everywhere I highlighted. You can see the natural contours here, around my forehead here. So it's very beautiful and natural. You could just set this and, put a little blush and you're good, but I am gonna show you how I use powders to intensify this. So before I set everything, I am gonna use the second highlight, which is more of a shimmery illumination kind of highlight. And I'm going to take that again with a precision brush and just lay a little bit of that on the high points of my cheekbone and blend that out. Just gives a little extra glow to that area, and like I said, I will be using powder products as well. Oh, that's so pretty. Just, do you see how this brush is just like, that's how I feel when I blend with this. I am gonna take that into my inner tear duct as well. I don't have a lot of makeup on purposely to give more of a natural look for this video, but I do want to show you all the ways you can use this. I'm going to even use it under my brow bone here. It's beautiful to kind of contour even your brows a little bit. So pretty. Hope you can see that. See how there's more of that bam highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to take the CoverFX translucent powder. What I love about their translucent powders is there's a matte version and then there's also an illuminating version. So if you want even more glow, go for the illuminating one. Also, what's great about these is that they come in different shades. They're not just like the white. This one is in the color light. It has a little bit more of a warmth to it, not just translucent. So I'm going to take my CoverFX powder brush, dip into this powder a little, and I'm going to set everywhere that I used my highlight. You definitely could use this everywhere, but since I'm going to use bronzer and highlight as well, I'm not going to really set in that area. Now I'm going to take my Sephora number 55 brush and the CoverFX bronzer in Sunkissed. And again, this is more of a natural coloring for me, which I really like to go along with this contour kit. I'm just going to go right in those areas that I have already chiseled out the areas I want to have more of a contour. Now I'm going to take my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 to just highlight the tops of my cheekbones a little more with one of my holy grail highlights. You guys have heard me talk about this all last year, maybe even longer. It's Moonlight from CoverFX. It doesn't, in pan, it does not give it justice. You have to put it on your face to see the magic happen. Just gonna put that right on top of where I put that illuminator, the cream illuminator. Oh my gosh, look at that. Woo, buddy. Now we're talking. That's my level of highlight right there. Ba-bam. I'm crazy tonight. I'm going to put a little bit of that on my Cupid's bow as well. Maybe a little down my nose. I don't usually do that. So that is it for my contouring and highlighting with cream and powders from CoverFX. I hope you guys really enjoyed this and that it was helpful. If you want any specific looks using CoverFX, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm so excited to share their products with you more and more on my channel. You guys already know how much I love the brand. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!